Welcome everyone. Today we have a new Zenless ZZZ Gacha guide. Now looking behind me, I have prepared some additional notes and also theory crafting and also additional tips and also advices on how to get things refunded and how to convert your standard summons into limited summons by using certain method and what are the conversion rate. And in this video, there's some interesting results I want to share with you guys, how you can potentially indefinitely keep summoning if you're getting a lot of duplicates. And of course, at the start of the video, we'll have a look at some of the most lucky result that is shared around to me by some of the viewers of getting 3 or 4 S-rank characters in one row. And this was a post one of my viewers shared to me on Reddit. After 4 golden S-rank, I was like, I'm so jelly on this, right? So we'll have a look at that at the start, but the major focus is about how to convert and what is the refund rate with the signal shop. We also talk about rerolling for Zhu Yuan and what are the considerations you should try to reroll for Zhu Yuan and what are the times maybe you don't have to roll for Zhu Yuan and how many times it will take you to reroll for Zhu Yuan you want to try her out. Now if you guys haven't seen our previous guide video on the raids and also method for Zenless ZZZ, definitely have a look at that video which I was talking about and also using this particular summoning method in my live summoning session. So this was a live summoning session that went disastrous. Yes, this is one of my worst summonings that took me over 153 to get Zhu Yuan because I lost the soft pity. But also a lot of method and also a lot of strategies we talk about still works over there. And if you haven't seen my crazy summons, definitely check it out because I did get 2 double S rank pets in that summon as well. Now this video follows from that. But before we jump over to my theories and also understandings, some of my viewers will try to cheer me up with this particular Reddit post. And after looking at that, I was even more salty. So this is from Agent Lumi, and this is a post to show that in one of his summons, with the 10 times summons, he was able to get 4 golden S-rank characters. And this is standard banner, limited banner, standard banner. He even got a guarantee for the next banner by the order of those characters. So yes, this is a quite salty post, and similar to a lot of comments over here, I was a little bit salty and I was thinking whether this is real. So in order to investigate whether it's real, I was looking at the values that's provided over here. So those are the signal refund shop currencies, and those particular currencies is what we'll be focusing on this video, of course. So here we'll be looking at the conversion rate between the residual signal into buying limited banner summons and also versus if you want to save up for a limited, or not a limited, if you want to save up for a standard banner weapon. So you can either save up 600 of those to buy a weapon, which is for any of the class you wanted that is available, or you can buy a summon for every 20 of those. Now this sounds pretty straightforward, right? And let me go back to my previous summoning video. So there's some things I was interested and I wanted to calculate. Notice during this result, we got 28 residual signal summons. And in this result, we got 36 of those. So during the 10 times and so single summons, as you summon more A rank characters or weapons, you'll be getting residual signal. And here what I was doing in my previous summon, which I have a small clip to show you guys, is that each time I was getting over 20 residual summons, I was buying more limited summons. And then I went back to summoning. And in some of the cases, I was able to get an A-rank character that fully refunded my residual signals. And this allows me to kind of rotate the currency, get more currency, and then summon again and try to repeat the process to push myself closer to the PT, which allows me to get my S-rank character. So you can see the rotation, right? Basically, if you're lucky enough to get certain A-rank characters, it will fully refund what you paid for by getting those characters. Now, of course, guys, this is not always the case. There will be cases where you get B-rank items, and during those times, you won't get residual signals. So this is something we'll talk about as well. We'll look at the rates of this and how to kind of reproduce this. So coming over to my notes, you can see at the end of the summonings, I had nothing left. I literally had everything used up. And during that time, before I started to use the residual signals, I have saved over 490 or 492 of the residual signals. and this will give me close to 25 of the limited banner summons. Or if I save for another 100, I can select any of the weapons I want from this particular shop. And during the time I got really desperate, I really wanted Zhu Yuan, and in order to do so, I actually bought 21 more summons from this particular shop. And I was wondering whether this is worth it. So here are some notes and also calculations. So here are some of the screenshots after using those, I was able to get Zhu Yuan. Now in the game, they have some detailed notes about how to get residual signals. So let's go through this, then we'll go through some amazing calculations to see how you can convert those into limited banner summons. Now as a summary, if you get any duplicated S-rank character, you'll get 40 residual signals. And this will equals to 2 limited banner summon. Now if you get any A-rank character, this will equal to 8 residual signal. So this is more like 1 in 3 of a summon. 1 summon. Yeah, there you go, I'll just type it out for you guys. So this kind of helps you to understand what's happening. And this means if you get any A-rank item, whether that's a weapon or maybe that's an agent, you'll get 1 in 3 of a free summon just because of getting 8 residual signals. Kind of more than 1 in 3, probably it's a little bit more higher. But what's important is if you get duplicate of characters after getting 7 copies, on the 8th copy and also on more copies, you'll get 20 residual signals. And this is what happened to me in the video, because I was getting Nicole and I was getting a lot of her. After the 7th copy, the 8th and also future copies will give me fully refunds of 20 residual signals. Now there was nothing mentioned in the game about getting duplicates of S-rank weapon. And this means, in my assumption, in case I missed anything, you were not getting any residual signals for getting additional S-rank weapon. Not that I'm summoning other weapons anyways. So the bigger comparison is, should you save for 600 residual signal for a weapon to be selected, or should you start summoning just by getting 20 residual signals? And one of the first things you should understand is, it's always better, guys, to summon on the limited banner characters instead of summoning from the limited banner weapons. Because firstly, getting duplicates of weapons does not give you residual signal. Secondly, getting another weapon that is A rank only gives you 8 residual signal, where getting additional duplicates of characters can give you up to 20 residual signals, and sometimes 40 if you get a duplicated character. So this is when we can come back to the previous screenshot. You can see after getting some characters that this particular player over here actually get 88 residual signals. And those are coming from likely the S-rank duplicates. Assuming this is not photoshopped. Yes, we're a little salty, we think it's photoshopped. And you can see a lot of comments were thinking like that. Now here are some additional calculations, and if this is too much numbers for you guys, I'll have a small summary at the end. So in comparison, if I had 600 residual signal, so here notice I had, how much did I have? I have about 492 residual signal, right? So if you had 600 of those, I can either pick a weapon or I can get up to 31.5 limited banner summons. Because as I summon for the 30, likely I get more residual signals for every 10 summons, and then after 30 summons, it's likely I have gotten 3 to 4 A rank characters. So let me show you guys at the start. Notice that in 10 summons, I was able to get 2 A rank, and sometimes in 10 summons, I was able to get 3 A rank items. And this actually gives me a lot of residual signal. So as a summary, it is likely once you have 600 residual signal, you're looking at least 31.5 limited banner summons, which will actually take us quite close, almost halfway to the soft pity at 76. And this means having additional residual signal means we can summon additional more items, which in return is a refund system. So we can call this the limited banner refund. Now what's more interesting is this also works on the limited banner. So on the limited banner it works, right? And here on the standard banner it also works in this logic. So if I were to get an item on the standard banner, not only the S-rank characters, if I were to get anything on the standard banner, including the A-rank items over here like Nicole, I can then get 20 residual signal refunded, and then I can use that to purchase a limited banner summon. So this could effectively allow me to convert something of the kind from standard banner summons into limited banner summons. and the conversion rate is probably 1 out of 10. So 10% of my standard banded summon will become limited banded summons. Now the logic here is that future investment into summoning for more characters will lead you to having additional duplicates of characters. And this is the case for my characters. I'll show you guys over here. I have gotten all the ranks of Nicole. And this means, oh, the wrong look. So this means on the 6th copy of Nicole that's completed, future Nicoles will give me 20 residual summons. And this is also the case for Sokaku, who I have gotten all 6 copies. Now I am very close to Anton, and I'm also very close to Ben into getting the full copies. And once that happens, all 4 of those characters will give me 20 residual summons, whether it's on the standard banner or on the limited banner. So what I'm trying to explain and also share with you guys over here is, maybe guys, it is actually worth it for a long-term free-to-play account to start investing into summoning as many limited banner characters as you can, and maybe spending the residual signals you have saved up. Maybe it is very profitable to just get more summons in. And here I could buy 4 more summons. So in comparison for the value of the weapons that doesn't increase in value, the more characters you summon, the more duplicates you get, the higher residual signals you get, and then the more residual signals you get means more summons towards the next S-rank character. Now again, the conversion rate for the standard banner summon into limited banner summon is only 10%, and you can see the calculation of the values over here. So now then the bigger question is, of course, whether you should go for the weapon selector or go for 31.5 additional summons, which in value is about 5,000 polychromes. This is actually a very big factor to consider, and I do believe this is a personal choice. I'm providing all the values and also calculation here to help you guys understand and make your own decision. When I first look at this, personally, I was thinking that I can easily save up 5,000 polychromes, and I don't need to waste my 600 residual signals. But as you can see in the summons video, during moments of desperation, any additional summons would have helped. So this actually changes over time and also is a personal choice. So here is something I shared with you guys in this video. The more we summon for characters, the more A-rank character duplicates we get, the more closer this pushes us to the soft PD, and this means additional S-rank characters can be found as we keep investing into summoning characters. So this is why you should avoid the weapons banner and keep summoning for characters. And the example I provided to you guys is as I get my 6th copy of Nicole, future duplicates will allow me to refund for additional summons, and the more I summon, the more Nicole I get, the quicker I get my next S-rank character. And finally, of course, here are some of my personal notes in terms of deciding what are the factors. For me personally, I want to stay as free to play and also low spending as possible. And it is actually situational, guys. If I'm short on 10 to 20 summons towards my next S-rank character on the limited banner, then I can consider using those residual signals. And something I should also consider is how many S-rank characters have I already gotten, and whether I'm okay with getting another dupe. Because getting duplicate of characters doesn't feel good. And what does my account need right now? Do I have a lot of characters? Do I start need more weapons over characters because I'm not using the new characters I'm getting? Or do I really need a new character to help me with the second team for the Syrian defense, or maybe for Hollow Zero? And those priorities should focus on my potential of getting more free-to-play gems or polychromes in the game so I can get more resources in the game. And finally, you should consider what makes you happy and what brings you a good time as you play the game as to whether you should use this method to summon for more characters or save up for a new weapon. Now I promise you guys I'll give you a summary. So basically this whole video is trying to recommend you to consider summoning for characters as much as you can. And this will be focusing on getting as much standard summon from the game without paying for those, without exchanging for those, and then getting as much limited banner summons in the game as you can, and even buying those from the residual shop. Now some of you may be doing this already, but if you didn't know, the more you buy, the more refund you get. And in my calculation, you get at least 10% refund. And this also works by converting standard banner summons into limited banner summons in the method I just explained over here. And this comes back to the idea that the more you summon for characters, eventually the more S-rank characters you get, because you'll be getting additional counters and also pities towards the next S-rank character. And this ultimately, if you follow the character summoning method, you will get a lot more S rank characters even if you're not as lucky as this particular player. But the exchange is you'll lose a weapon selector at 600. And this is why I had additional notes for you guys to consider whether you want to go for the weapon or go for the character. Now, before we finish the video, we also had some questions from viewers whether they want to reroll for Zhu Yuan. Well, we do have a rerolling guide for Alan back then, and this still works for Zhu Yuan. And additionally, I recommend to check in the mails if you still get the 1600 promotion mail and any additional mails, together with any of the promo code and also any of the residual summons you have in the shop after summoning. You should convert all of those into limited banner summons. So if you were trying to do rerolls for Zhu Yuan, ideally using our 20-minute method should give you 10, 20 or 25 limited banner summons. And from a lot of viewers, it takes about 5 to 10 tries of 20 minutes. So this means it takes about 2 to 3 hours to even get an S rank item. And this might not be Zhu Yuan. So if you really want Zhu Yuan, it might take you anywhere from 3 to 6 hours just rerolling to get her. So when should you consider rerolling? And I recommended this because if you don't have Alan, then rerolling for Zhu Yuan is actually not a bad idea. And what if you already have Alan? Well, if you really want to try out new characters, or maybe prepare for the new factions that will be coming with Qingyi and also Seth with the faction with Zhu Yuan, this can be an opportunity as well, because this is the start of the Zhu Yuan banner. And the final reason you might want to play for Zhu Yuan is that you're like me, you lost the 50-50 and you're running low on resource of getting her in this manner, and you're scared of missing out. Now this also brings us to my next video I want to make for you guys. So we do have Excel to count all the free stuff that's available in the game. The next Excel I'm planning to make is to count all the free stuff that's available on the Zhu Yuan banner. And once that video is ready, we can calculate how many more summons you can get on the Zhu Yuan banner, and this will help you to decide whether you want to reroll for her or maybe just wait for more events and also more freebies in the game. Now, similar to all the videos, if you want to follow the notes, those will be available in the links below. And if you find my videos helpful and you want to see more future videos for ZZZ and also other games to come, make sure you subscribe to the channel and keep the notification on for the latest content.